Hi guys, welcome back to Weekend Warrior TV. My name's Richie. We've got a great interview lined up today with a guy named Swat. He's actually a sheriff here locally in Lynchburg, Virginia, and he's part of the Swat team too. So I hope you guys enjoy what he has to say. He's got a lot of great input. He's been a big help in the airsoft community here in Central VA. Anyway, without further ado, Swat from Centurion Holdings.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and just kind of tell us a little bit about your background.
I started playing airsoft in 2003. Found a couple of electric blowback pistols at a sporting goods store. My brother and I got a couple, and did the ultimate no-no. Went in the backyard, and it kind of sprung up from there.
So how long have you been playing airsoft?
7, 8 years.
8 years, and I know you were actually in a team I used to play with back in the day, Bedsog. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I started out with, there was very little this side of Richmond when I started back then. So I started my own team called Brass, and we ran that for, 3 or 4 years. It was a team of mostly over 30 guys, 30-year-old people. And the beauty of that is you have very little drama. The bad part is that life intervenes a lot.
Right.
So that kind of, after a while, that went down when guys started having kids. And so then I joined Bedsog,
right,
with Tim Campbell and Mike Stanley, and man, I spent 3 or 4 years there, and we had a blast. We had a great field.
Great working on the community too. I mean, you guys really got me involved in airsoft, which was a great thing.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but I'm glad to hear it.
You guys did. Best days were on a Sunday, going and playing on the island over in Tim's property.
Yeah, we had a great setup over there, and Tim, of course, now is in the Army serving our country, and we miss him greatly. But
and I know you have a little bit of a professional background. How does that coincide with playing airsoft? As far as what is your professional background?
I'm a deputy sheriff. I've been a law enforcement officer since 1993. And I'm for my department. I'm our patrol rifle instructor. I'm our firearms instructor. Defensive tactics. I do the baton. Any use of force, I do.
Right.
And for us, we've got 3 years. That's how we got this facility, is through our cooperation with the fire department.
Right.
And we have 3 or 4 M4 Classic Army M4 CQBs. And about 4 KWA G17s we use.
So you guys actually train with them?
Yeah, I brought it to my chief deputy, and I said, look, I'm the head trainer. This is what I use in my personal training.
Right.
This is there's no better way, cost effective wise, to train.
And safe wise too.
And safe. Yeah, I mean, some munitions are great, but you got to have more gear, and honestly, it's a lot more expensive.
Right.
So we went through. Edit this part out. I'm trying to remember the name now. Airsoft Extreme. Andy Hugh out there gave us, did a really good job for us, and yeah, we got several airsoft replicas and stuff for our own training.
So as far as training goes and safety goes, so I know we're dealing with a lot of other things in the airsoft community, specifically the bill that's trying to be passed in New Jersey.
Right.
Maybe something that you can maybe encourage the airsoft community and even Congress. What would you say as a professional sheriff? Do you find airsoft beneficial and safer rather than just banning it and making it a regular firearm, or what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think it's a lot safer. My 7-year-old was out here today. He was out here having a good time, and it's a great way for him to learn, the 4 basic rules of firearm safety without having to put a real gun in his hand.
Right, and then something potentially lethal happening.
Exactly. I mean, this way I can take him to the range. He and I can work on those 4 basic safety rules, work on the fundamentals of firearms, and I can teach him how to shoot without having to put a real gun in his hand.
And starting that at a young age and having respect for firearms and treating it as a firearm can actually beneficially help you as you get older and use real firearms on the range, or if you're opening carry, especially in Virginia.
Absolutely. And I've got one of my Centurion Holdings team members. He's not here today, but he's a deputy with me. And every time we go to do our real steel training for the office, we bring our airsoft guns as well. And all of our drills we run through first with an airsoft weapon.
Right.
We use an airsoft replica to begin with, and that way, if you have if your movement's not down, or your manipulation of the weapon isn't down, and there's an issue, not a significant outage.
Right, right. Now, this facility that you have here, you had displayed today is awesome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this facility and your cooperation with the fire department and allowing us to play here, and also at the bird building down this road down there.
This is the Lynchburg Fire Department's Emergency Services Training Center. They come in here and they train the firemen. They have to run up these stairs. It's a 5-story burn building with a elevator shaft. They gave us access to the classroom, so we had a heated classroom, which is great in January. We had bathrooms with toilet paper,
which is something you never get at an airsoft
Never
field.
get in an airsoft game. It's not a porta potty, it's an actual bathroom. And then, of course, the 2-story burn building that they actually, the firefighters in there, they set pallets and hay bales on fire, and they cover their visors and make them learn to navigate out of the building. So that building's a little dirty, but they let us use it. And it's we're extremely happy with that. We don't get as much.
Very grateful. Thank you very much, Lynchburg Fire Department. Appreciate it.
So,
as far as some fun things go, what is your all-time favorite airsoft gun you've ever owned?
See, I'm very vanilla with my airsoft gun. My favorite, basic M4.
Yeah.
It's what I carry on. It's in my trunk on duty for my patrol rifle. It's what I train with. It's what I use in my real world. And my personal one is set up almost exactly like my patrol rifle is. So
it helps you with the cross training there. And all
that. When we started getting patrol rifles, I was actually using G36s and AKs in airsoft, and I found out real quick that when I was doing some drills on the range with my patrol rifle,
bad habits and stuff.
Yeah, I went to hit the paddle for the mag release, and there's no paddle on the M4. It's the mag release on the side, so I got to go back to my M4.
Would you say to airsoft manufacturers, there's actually a good market out there to maybe make specific guns that won't work unless you go through the normal motions of an actual real firearm? Would you say that there's maybe a viable market for that?
Oh, I think there's absolutely a market for that.
Would you buy that in a heartbeat?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that. That would, you know how much easier it would be to convince the sheriff or your chief that you need something that's going to help you train when it does everything that the real one does?
Definitely. Now, there's another quick question I want to ask you. What is your all-time favorite game you've ever played at? Op or anything like that?
The Outdoor Campaign 1. That's my game.
And tell us why you actually like that game.
Yeah, that's my game. I started that when I was the brass. And
where is that located, by the way?
We used the Liberty University Police Department's firing range and its surrounding acreage. We've actually got access up there to close to, I want to say, about 900 acres.
I've personally played at it. There's not a whole lot up there, but let me tell you.
It's all woods.
It's all woods, but I have never been to an outdoor campaign I haven't absolutely loved.
Good.
And it's been great every time. It's a hike, but it's a great day.
We always tell guys in the safety briefing there, you're going to walk 2 directions today, uphill and downhill.
But it's still fun. It's still fun.
We really enjoy it. The first year we only had we had 18 players, including my team that played.
Right.
And as the host team, on an op like that, we don't like to play in the game unless we're doing role play situations. But that one, we went ahead and jumped in and did it, and we had a blast. Last year, without Centurion Holdings playing, we had a little over 40 people. So we were really excited with that.
I'd actually been to one where there was close to 100 people one time, which was really fun. It was a big day. It's probably one of the first time I ever went to outdoor.
We're hoping we get to that level.
Yeah, it's great.
In the next couple of years.
And it's actually a pretty reasonable op if you're kind of looking for an economy type thing. It's a good op to go to for the money, definitely. Well, I really appreciate your time, Will. You're a great inspiration in the airsoft community. We really appreciate your time that you've given, and just thank you for your time, man.
Thanks you guys for coming, man. I appreciate it.
So who got you involved in airsoft? Was it an older player? Was it a younger player? What got you started playing? Leave a comment in the space below and we'll be sure to answer as much as we can, or post a video response. We'd love to hear back from you guys. Thanks for watching Weekend Warrior TV, guys. My name's Richie, and I'm out.